Hodges Ford and StokesHodgesFord.com.
Fly direct to Washington, D.C. from Augusta Regional Airport. The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Our rain chances are going down, but our temperatures, they're going up. So how warm is it going to get? I'll have all the details for you coming up. Right now on Good Morning Augusta, cleanup is underway after some major flooding in Allendale County. We'll have the latest coming up.
Also ahead this morning, Augusta commissioners audit a city department. We'll tell you why straight ahead.
And I'm Ellison Hubbard, live from the Golden Harvest Food Bank. Golden Harvest is expanding so it can feed more families. We'll tell you how as Good Morning Augusta continues.
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Good morning and welcome to another hour of Good Morning Augusta. I'm Mary Morrison.
And I'm Barkley Bishop. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Our coverage you can count on begins this hour with a stabbing investigation in Richmond County.
It happened yesterday at an apartment complex on Windsor Spring Road. The woman had been stabbed multiple times and last listed in critical condition. 2 suspects were detained at the scene for questioning. No other information has been released. Police in Richmond County are also investigating a suspicious death. The coroner's office says 62-year-old David Griggs was found yesterday in a home on Harding Road in Augusta. That home was deemed unsafe, dirty, and uninhabitable. An autopsy has been scheduled.
Time for a first check of your local weather forecast. Let's head back over to Sherry this morning. Sherry, how's the weather this morning?
It's looking great. We're already starting to see a little bit of color on that skyline on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam at the Augusta Marriott. You can see we've got some beautiful colors coming through there, and we've got some stratus clouds there, but overall have some clear skies for us in Augusta with just a few clouds mixed in there. The good news though this morning, no issues with fog like we had yesterday. Visibility is perfect all across the CSRA. Temperature wise, on the mild side at 66 degrees here in Augusta, 65 in Evans, 64 in Gibson, and good morning to you in Swainsboro. It looks like you're the cool spot on the map at 63 degrees. So winds coming in from the south, bringing in some of that warmer air. It looks like about 5 miles per hour is our average with those sustained winds. So looking at the satellite and radar, we do have some showers sneaking into our northern line counties. So from Wilkes over to McCormick counties, just some light showers at this hour. But again, most of us staying nice and dry just with some partly cloudy skies. So moving forward throughout the next several hours, we're going to see mostly dry conditions, but then in the afternoon, not only are we going to see those temperatures warm up into the mid-80s, but we can't rule out some scattered showers and even some isolated storms in the afternoon. But today is the final day of that unsettled pattern for a while, and we are back to sunshine, and the temperatures are warming on up. I'll have more details on what you can expect for your Wednesday forecast in the week ahead, all coming up. Back to you, ladies.
Sherry, thank you. We look forward to that. And we continue now in Allendale County, where Highway 3 remains closed today after some major flooding. Our Viper 6 alert team says parts of Allendale and Fairfax saw an estimated 8 to 10 inches of rain. Citadel Road remains closed this morning. Highway 278 was closed at one point, but has since reopened. Highway 3 will remain closed until the area is safe enough for it to reopen.
Our support is really good. I can estimate probably in the next couple of days we should be really back to normal.
Fortunately, no injuries were reported.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster will hold a briefing on hurricane season this week. The governor, alongside state and local emergency management officials, will meet for a briefing tomorrow to discuss the state's preparations for this year's hurricane season. The official tropical outlook from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration comes out May 22nd. Next month marks the start of the 2025 hurricane season.
Well, this morning, an audit of Augusta's Housing and Community Development Department will move forward. Yesterday, commissioners approved the move after Director Hawthorne Welcher was placed on paid administrative leave last month. The city was forced to repay the federal government $6.5 million for the improper spending of rental assistance funds. While this is not a forensic audit to look for financial crimes, some city leaders say that should be a step to be taken.
As far as I see it, we ought to have been doing a forensic audit, and I ought to have had colleagues that should support this. If they haven't in the past, they ought to now. I feel like that every department, we ought to be doing a forensic audit throughout this government.
The audit should take between 5 and 6 months. Some commissioners say they would like to see that timeline sped up.
Starting today, the Augusta Riverwalk will remain closed for 2 weeks. It's being temporarily shut down for post-hurricane cleanup. Crews will use heavy equipment, creating hazardous conditions for pedestrians and visitors. The Saturday market will not be closed. It will continue to operate during its normal hours.
Well, the Augusta Planning and Development Department wants your input on the current zoning ordinance. It dates way back to the 1960s, and sections have been amended over the years. A complete update is underway. So whether you are a property owner, a business leader, or just someone who cares about the future of Augusta, you can fill out a survey through June the 1st. To take part, just head to augustagA.gov. When school cafeterias close and summer starts, many children lose access to the meals they depend on every day.
That's why Golden Harvest Food Bank is stepping in once again with its Summer Harvest program. But this time, it is expanding. News Channel 6's Ellison Hubbard is live from Golden Harvest this morning. Ellison, explain how this expansion will help.
Barkley, 1 in 4 children in our region faces hunger, especially when school is out. So Golden Harvest launched this summer's harvest program in 2024, and now it has expanded, feeding more families than before. The program feeds Georgia families with kids ages 17 or under, and while it focuses on rural areas, and increased demand and strong community support allow Golden Harvest to expand into more urban communities this year. The VP of Marketing tells me what will be inside those food boxes.
We're going to be having volunteers coming in. They've been volunteering the past couple of weeks and will be throughout the summer to put together boxes. They're about 35-pound boxes full of shelf-stable items. And then these families are also going to receive fresh produce and meats to supplement that as well.
If you'd like to volunteer and help feed these families, you can find the link on our website at WJBF.com. Live in Augusta, Ellison Hubbard, WJBF News Channel 6. Ladies.
Ellison, thanks. Several seniors from Columbia County high schools will walk across the stage next week. The commencement ceremony for Evans High will take place Wednesday, May 21st at 6:30 p.m. Graduations for Greenbrier and Harlem will be the next day at 9 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. respectively. Then the Grovetown and Lakeside High School commencement exercises will take place next Friday, also at 9 and 6:30 p.m. respectively. All events will take place at Evans Town Center Park.
Georgia's Better Business Bureau says that some college loan forgiveness scams are making their way across the state. Now that the federal government has started debt collection, borrowers will start receiving email notifications to consider loan repayment options. The Bureau says that you should look out for companies promising to reduce your debt through student loan forgiveness programs with a small fee.
Just make sure that you're using like a secure website again. Create an FSA ID, because that's financial student aid, and you can see like where your loans were coming from, and you can pay it back directly to that company. I suggest that you don't just use a random website, and if somebody calls you, you can verify that caller and just make sure.
Scammers may also promise to save you money by consolidating your loans. The Department of Education says you should create that FSA ID online at studentaid.gov to check your loan balance. In South Carolina, the Better Business Bureau is issuing a new warning on payment app scams. President Hunter Jones says scammers are posing as representatives of payment app companies, telling people they overpaid for a product and they need to send the money back. According to Jones, scammers are asking people to verify their password and other personal information.
So people need to be very cautious when they're getting emails from people. They need to make sure they're looking at those emails, verifying contact information from any payment app, and also be aware of the customer service number as well. The scammers love to create fake customer service numbers, get you on the phone with them, thinking that you're dealing with them.
If you think you've been the victim of a scam, you can report it at bbb.org.
Still to come this morning, the Menendez brothers are now eligible for parole. More on the judge's ruling when we come back. Sherry?
So most of us will stay dry today, but we will have some isolated showers and storms in the afternoon. But tomorrow we will be completely dry and temperatures are heating up. I'll have more details in your full forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Bill Belichick.
Kids rolling out of bed. Let's check out that weather forecast, Sherry.
All right, so looking good for today. Overall, we can't rule out a chance of some isolated showers or storms in the afternoon, but it's certainly going to be a warm day as we're already in the 60s this morning and climbing into the mid-80s later on this afternoon. I'll have more details for your Wednesday forecast and what you can expect for the week ahead, all coming up after this break.
The Live 5 or 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Come on in to Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. Our inventory is constantly changing, so whatever it is you're looking for, you'll be sure to find it here. For the top brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Cancer prevention and early detection are more important than ever.
On News Channel 6.
Come on in to Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. Our inventory is constantly changing, so whatever new appliances you're looking for, you'll be sure to find it. For the top brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 or 6.
So welcome back. We've been talking a lot about flooding lately, and we do have a flood warning that's still in effect along the Savannah River in Allendale and Screven counties. And no surprise there, over the last 7 days, picked up nearly 10 inches of rain there in Allendale and right at 8 inches in Sylvania. The rest of us, a lot of rain dumping on us, and 5.5 inches in Louisville, 4 inches here in Augusta, and 6 inches in McCormick. And of course, most of that was over the weekend, and moving forward, we are going to add a little bit more rain to the gauge. But looking at Live 5 for 6 right now, most of this right now is in the form of light rain that's moving into our northern lying counties. Mainly north of I-20 is where we've seen the rain this morning, and mainly where we're going to see the action for most of the day today. So zooming in a little closer to those areas, you can see very light in nature and splotchy there in Wilkes County, moving into McCormick County and Edgefield County. Again, nothing widespread and very light in nature. Back at home here in Augusta, though, on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam at Television Park, starting to see that sun come up and give us a pretty sunrise shot there, mixed in with some stratus clouds. So we're going to call it a partly cloudy sky as we wake up this morning. Temperature-wise at 66 degrees, with winds coming from the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour, and no issue with visibility this morning, unlike yesterday. So something that's a familiar sight, though. We do have a chance of rain this afternoon, going with a 30% chance of some isolated showers, and maybe even some scattered showers in there. But then check it out, starting Thursday, we're going to dry out, and you can put that umbrella away until the end of the weekend when we have another chance of rain coming in on Sunday. So back to today, we're looking at mainly just some light showers, not expecting anything widespread in regards to severe weather. And to show you that, we do have that light green color there that shows if we do have any of those isolated storms, they will just be general thunderstorms, not expecting anything severe except for way to our north outside of the CSRA. So I wanted to show you that. And so we can show some more with our future cast to show you the clouds that are going to move through this morning. We're going to have a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day, and most of us will have the opportunity to see that sunshine throughout the day. But as we go into the afternoon with the heating of the day, that's when we'll see more of those pop-ups kind of coming through. But notice the location there, still kicking it in our northern lying counties north of I-20, and most of this you're going to see those greens and yellows indicating lighter to moderate rainfall. Again, not expecting anything strong or severe with this. And then by the afternoon and evening hours, we'll start to see some clearing, maybe some sprinkles sneaking in the overnight hours. But overall, going into Thursday, looking much better and drying out and getting ready for a day of sunshine. But today, it's going to be another warm one, much like yesterday. Temperatures climbing into those mid-80s. But then for the rest of the week, check this out. Thursday, climbing into the upper 80s under sunny skies. And then the heat is on going into the weekend. Friday, we're climbing into the 90s with warm temperatures ahead for the weekend, and humidity is going to be on the rise as well, so feeling like summertime by the weekend. But for today, that one last day where you might need that umbrella handy in the afternoon, as we're expecting some isolated to scattered showers and storms this afternoon, and then have those sunglasses ready for Thursday. And we'll be right back.
The WJ WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. WJBF News.
Seeing that monument up against the majesty of that purple mountain, that's what it's all about.
Weeknights starting at 6 on MeTV. At WJBF's Television Park Productions, our mission is to provide local businesses with top quality video and digital content at an affordable price. With decades of experience, our award-winning creative team will guide you step by step through the creative process, resulting in a successful marketing message for your brand. Over the years, we've helped hundreds of local businesses expand their voice. Visit WJBF.com/creative to find out how we can do the same for you. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
Well, some major coaching news coming out of high school boys basketball. Head coach Jerry Hunter moving on from Westside High School. He's headed to Grovetown. Hunter was at Westside for 6 seasons. He won 3 consecutive state championships. Now he'll be taking over a Grovetown program that made a postseason appearance last season. He's replacing Coach Darren Douglas, who stepped away from Grovetown after 4 years as their head coach. Now this is a developing story. Hear more from Coach Hunter on why he made this move on Wednesday. Now, just last month, 3 South Carolina Gamecock golfers competed in the Augusta National Women's Amateur Tournament, and now Coach Kaylin Anderson's team, they'll head to California to compete for a national title on Friday.
You see year after year, each team buy into that vision over and over. You know you've created something special.
The South Carolina women's golf team, fresh off an SEC championship and Charlottesville Regional, got some of their last practice swings in before heading out west, making their 5th straight NCAA championship appearance.
Gives us experience under the gun in match play, but it brings us a lot of confidence. Kind of takes the pressure off a little bit in us in the postseason because we have succeeded there, and just brings us momentum.
It doesn't hurt to have 3 of the top 20 golfers in the world on your team. Louise Ridquist, Hannah Darling, and Ella Golitsky were just in Augusta competing at the Augusta National Women's Amateur. It's an experience that's helped prepare them for the big stage.
As one of the participants on the final day at Augusta National on that Saturday, I don't think you could ever feel more pressure or nerves for that day. So I think the experience that we have, having 3 of those players on this team, is definitely adding to, handling pressure and expectations.
As for what it would mean to bring home a national title for a coach that's been with the program for 18 years,
it would mean the world. It would mean more, not to me, but for them and all their hard work. We've got an incredible senior class. We've got an incredible group that has worked so hard. But I think it would just be icing on the cake on all that we've done all year.
I'm a senior now, and we have 1 ring, and super blessed and happy about that one, but we want the bigger one as well. So just keeping our eyes on the target and just taking it day by day and shot by shot.
Now, and for a high school softball, North Augusta, Midland Valley, they battled it out in an elimination game, a rematch from last week. The Yellow Jackets hoping to seek some revenge after falling 16-7 against the Mustangs at Riverview Park. North Augusta used a 5-run 5th inning to make it a 7-1 lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. The Mustangs threatened scoring 2 more runs to make it a 7-3 ball game. But the Yellow Jackets, they hang on for the win, and they will continue their season in the state tournament.
We've been excited for this entire day, and we wanted to play them back when it was a rainy day, but, we were already hyped. But we came on here, and we were giving it to each other, just have fun, because this could have been our last game. And we really just came out here and give our seniors, too. Just keep going. I don't want the season to end with them at all. My coaches, I love my coaches, I love my entire team. I really don't want the season to end, and I feel like with this win, we got the momentum now to keep going. I'm excited.
Now they'll bring that energy on the road to face South Florence on Wednesday. And that's it for Wednesday's edition of Morning Sports.
Hey, here's something that's brewing on this Wednesday morning. Pac-Man is turning 45. The iconic game is celebrating by teaming up with Krispy Kreme for a new donut collection. There is the Pac-Man Party Donut with buttercream flavored icing, another filled with chocolate flavored cream, and then one with a strawberry flavored cream. The chain's also giving away 45,000 original glazed donuts this week. Anytime the Hot Light Hour sign is on, There is a limit of one per guest per day. You better make sure your light's functioning correctly, because I feel like there are some on there that I see are on red all the time.
Also, is that nationwide? I must ask, is that going on locally?
Oh, I don't know.
It has to be.
We'll have to go look into that.
I feel like when you go and get our donuts for us this morning, you can ask them. Does that sound good?
I will ask, and I want the Pac-Man, that's for sure.
Yes.
All right. So what goes great with donuts? Coffee. So congratulations to today's Coffee Club winner, Rob from Wagner, South Carolina.
We invite you to join as well. Go to WJBF.com/coffee club.
Or put your name and address on a postcard, mail it to the address on your screen. We'll be right back.
How do you become the largest outdoor only on News Nation? Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Hickson Roofing. If your roof needs fixing, call Mr. Hickson. Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. I'm Barkley Bishop. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Mary Morrison. We made it to the middle of another work week. Yippee!
Yay, good morning. I'm meteorologist Sherry Shealy in for John Lynn.
Want to tell you about something before Sherry gets to the weather this morning. If you would like to do something really good today, grab your favorite type of coffee and support the families of 2 Columbia County deputies. There's a fundraiser. It's for the family of Brandon Sykes and Gavin White.
Last month, Sykes was killed in the line of duty, and White is recovering after he was shot in the face. So today, from 4 until 6 p.m., 100% of the sales at Ziggy's Coffee House on Furys Ferry Road will go to the deputies' families. So go on out there from 4 to 6 and get your favorite cup of joe.
And the commute this morning is looking pretty good. We've got some showers moving into our northern line counties, but for the most of us, we're going to stay nice and dry this morning, so road conditions should be good in regards to the weather. But it's going to be in the mid-60s for us, so nice and mild for your morning commute. But then in the afternoon, not only is it going to be warm as we're warming up into the mid-80s, but we do have a chance of seeing some scattered showers in the afternoon, so those roadways could get a little wet for your afternoon commute.
All right, Sherry, thanks. Coverage you can count on continues in Allendale County, where Highway 3 remains closed after some major flooding this week.
That's right. Our Viper 6 alert team says parts of Allendale and Fairfax saw an estimated 8 to 10 inches of rain. Mayor Tom Carter says cleanup efforts will continue over the next few days. Citadel Road remains closed this morning. Highway 278 was closed at one point, but has since reopened. Highway 3 will remain closed until the area is safe enough to reopen. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported.
In Richmond County, an investigation is underway after a woman was stabbed multiple times. It happened yesterday at an apartment complex on Windsor Spring Road. She was last listed in critical condition. 2 suspects were detained at the scene for questioning. No other information's been released. Police in Richmond County are also investigating a suspicious death. The coroner's office says 62-year-old David Krigg was found dead yesterday in a home on Harding Road in Augusta. The home was deemed unsafe, dirty, and uninhabitable. An autopsy has been scheduled.
This morning, an audit of Augusta's Housing and Community Development Department will move forward. Yesterday, commissioners approved the move after Director Hawthorne Welcher was placed on administrative leave earlier last month. Now, the city was forced to repay the federal government $6.5 million for the improper spending of rental assistance funds. The audit should take between 4 to 6 months. Some commissioners say they would like to see that timeline sped up.
Starting today, the Augusta Riverwalk will remain closed for the time being. It's being temporarily shut down for 2 weeks for post-hurricane cleanup. Crews will use heavy equipment, creating hazardous conditions for pedestrians and visitors. The Saturday market will not be closed and will continue to operate during its normal hours. The Augusta Planning and Development Department wants your input on the current zoning ordinance. It dates back to the 1960s, and sections have been amended over the years. A complete update's underway, and whether you're a property owner, business leader, or someone who just cares about the future of Augusta, you can fill out a survey through June 1st. To take part in that, head over to AugustaGA.gov. Well, school's almost over, and many children may lose access to meals from school cafeterias.
But Golden Harvest Food Bank is back again with the Summer Harvest Program. This time, it's bigger than before. At WJBF News Channel 6's Ellison is live from Golden Harvest Food Bank this morning. So, Ellison, how are they making this even bigger?
This seasonal program fills the gap when kids lose their free and reduced school food prices, and they're no longer available and able to access this. This helps families in need that have kids in ages 17 or under. And while it focuses on rural areas and increased demand and strong community support, allow Golden Harvest to expand into more urban communities this year. This week, they've already had 1,350 bags ready to go out to the community, and the operations manager tells me what it means to distribute to these families.
That's why we do what we do, so that when you go home at night, you've done everything you could that day to make sure somebody's child doesn't go to bed with a belly rumbling.
If you would like to volunteer and help feed these families, you can find this link on our website at WJBF.com. Live in Augusta, Ellison Hubbard, WJBF News Channel 6. Ladies.
Thank you so much, Allison, for that live report, and hope everybody contributes.
Okay.
How about Freddie this morning?
All right, Freddie, it's your time to shine. That's right. So most of the day is going to be sunny, but we do have a chance of some isolated showers and storms as well. But congratulations to today's Freddie bobblehead winner, Donovan Terrell from Stapleton, Georgia. If you too would like to win your very own Freddie bobblehead, you can sign up to win at WJBF.com.
36 after the hour, time now for a look ahead to Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an urgent warning for parents about a new TikTok trend. Several school administrators and fire officials across the country are sounding the alarm over videos like these, all part of a social media Chromebook challenge, where students are putting objects in the charging ports of their devices in an effort to spark a fire.
Once you have that thermal runaway in a Chromebook, it is a difficult fire to put out.
The Colorado Springs Fire Department seeing more than 30 incidents just in the last few weeks.
We did see greater numbers right away. This really spread quickly. And that, of course, is concerning because this is not unique to any one state. It's not unique to any one zip code. This is demographics across really all the areas.
And we'll have much more on this dangerous TikTok trend coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
The time now, 6:41. If you've ever suspected Apple's assistant Siri of spying on you, you may be entitled to some money. Consumers can now file a claim in Apple's $95 million legal settlement. The class action lawsuit accused Apple of activating Siri to eavesdrop on conversations and sharing the information with advertisers. Users could get up to $20 for each device they own. A new rule that requires hotels and short-term rentals to disclose so-called junk fees is now in effect. It is designed to do away with charges labeled resort, destination, or hospitality service fees. They often claim to grant perks travelers either don't want or already expect to receive. However, enforcing the rule could prove difficult because of the deep cuts to the Federal Trade Commission. Walgreens plans to use its robots to fill more prescription orders. The pharmacy chain says it hopes to have its 11 micro-fulfillment centers serve more than 5,000 stores by the end of the year. The centers are highly automated and usually handle refills and medicines that are taken regularly. Walgreens says this lets pharmacists spend more time with customers.
Interesting.
It truly is interesting.
Hopefully they make no mistakes.
I'm hoping.
Yes. All right, Sherry, weather question.
All right, so the weather question for today. What is the scientific study of the waters of the earth? Is it A, geology, B, biology, C, hydrology, or D, technology? If you think you know the answer, head on over to our Facebook pages and comment your guess, and I'll have the answer and your full forecast coming up after this break.
Olympus Granite, home of...
Design. Shop Masterview at GMC.com.
Next Live. No, honey, we're not hurrying it up. The busiest man in Hollywood, Ryan Seacrest. He reveals the latest on Wheel of Fortune and American Idol.
It's very, very moving. I cry, as you know, at a lot.
Plus, JoJo Siwa performs, and Ramon Rodriguez from Will Trent.
We have a huge co-star. She does her scenes, gets treats after every great take, and goes home.
Today Viper 6.
So we've got blue skies and sunshine on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam at the Augusta Marriott. So it's certainly a beautiful shot there this morning with just a few mid-level clouds mixed in there. Temperature-wise, we're at 66 degrees here in Augusta. Winds coming out of the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour. So a little light breeze there, but no issues with visibility or fog this morning. So it is beautiful here in Augusta. Lots of sunshine, but that is not the case throughout the entire area. As we look at our live Viper 6, we have some showers moving into our northern line counties. So we've had some sprinkles from Edgefield into Saluda counties early this morning, and now moving into Wilkes County. Zooming in a little closer there, you can see we've got some light to moderate showers there along Highway 78, moving into Washington, just south of Tignal, and a little bit more action just outside of the CSRA back towards Athens. So we've got some showers going on in that neck of the woods. But over the last 24 hours, our rain total is not too impressive here. Most of us receiving just trace amounts, the exception being Sparta, over half an inch. Louisville and Waynesboro, a little over a quarter of an inch. But this is a perfect example of when we talk about isolated to scattered showers. Here you go. Most of us, not picking up a whole lot. Even Augusta and Evans not even picking up a drop, where other spots over half an inch. So that is great news, though, for our farmers forecast. This came out last Thursday. So with all the rain we've gotten over the last week or so, I'm expecting great improvements with this. Hopefully tomorrow when that new drought monitor is put out, we won't see anything on the map, but we'll stay tuned and see that when it comes out tomorrow. But for today, we do have another chance of adding some rain to the gauge with a 30% chance, mainly in the form of scattered showers in the afternoon hours. And then after today, we're going to be able to put that umbrella away for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, give us some time to dry out, and then rain returning to the forecast again late in the weekend on Sunday. So looking at our future cast for the next 24 hours, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds primarily throughout the morning hours, with exception some of those showers in our northern line counties. But then as we go into the afternoon hours with the heating of the day, that's when we'll start to see some of those showers start to pop up there. But notice they are very, very isolated. Again, kind of focusing on those northern line counties. So I'm thinking I-20 and northward, you're going to have the best chance of seeing those showers in the afternoon hours. But again, not expecting a whole lot in regards to accumulation, and the severe threat is very, very low. So then we go into Thursday. We might have some showers in the wee hours of Thursday, but overall, we are back to sunshine and drying out starting on Thursday. So going back to that severe threat, looking at the SPC, we have that marginal risk way to our north. So that is outside of the CSRA. For us, if we do see any isolated storms, they will not be severe, just general thunderstorms. And again, not expecting a whole lot of that, mainly just some light showers. Temperature-wise, though, it's going to be another warm one with temperatures climbing into the mid-80s today. And then what's brewing down the road, even warmer temps for Thursday. Sunshine on the way and temps in the upper 80s. And then we are looking at the 90s going into the weekend. And not only are those temperatures on the rise, but also our humidity is going to be creeping up there too. So not only is it going to be 90, but it's going to feel, I hate to say it, but getting close to triple-digit heat. I know we're not quite ready for that yet, but it is certainly going to be a warm one going into the weekend. And today, not too shabby with temps in the mid-80s, and again, some isolated showers and storms in the afternoon hours. So now, time for the weather question of the day. What is the scientific study of the waters of the Earth? Is it A, geology, B, biology, C, hydrology, or D, technology? I think Mary got it. What'd you think, Miss Mary?
I'm going C, hydrology.
Yeah. That's correct. So the correct answer today is C, hydrology.
That is going to conclude the weather question. We got the 6 things you need to know before you go.
We'll be right back.
The Farmers Forecast on WJBF News Channel 6 is sponsored by Mecco. Service makes the difference.
For interior, exterior.
On through Saturday mornings with the most trusted team in local sports. Preview all of the weekend action and recap all of the big plays with Gianna Sniffaloo and Adrian Stovall. 6 Sports Saturday, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on News Channel 6. Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time at WJBF.com.
Time for the 6 things you need to know before you go.
We begin with a stabbing investigation underway in Richmond County. This happened yesterday at an apartment complex on Windsor Spring Road. The woman had been stabbed multiple times and last listed in critical condition. 2 suspects were detained at the scene for for questioning. No other information has been released.
Police in Richmond County also investigating a suspicious death. 62-year-old David Grigg found dead yesterday in a home on Harding Road in Augusta. The home was deemed unsafe, dirty, and uninhabitable. An autopsy is scheduled to determine a cause of death.
The Augusta Riverwalk is temporarily closing for hurricane cleanup. That closure begins today. It'll last 2 weeks. Cleanup efforts will involve the use of heavy equipment. This will not impact the Saturday market. That will still operate during normal hours.
Highway 3 in Allendale County remains closed this morning until further notice after some major flooding this week. Parts of Allendale and Fairfax saw an estimated 8 to 10 inches of rain. Citadel Road remains closed. Highway 278 was closed at one point, but is now reopened.
In Augusta today, a resource fair is being held for veterans and their families. It's also for transitioning service members. It'll provide access to vital resources, benefits, and career opportunities. The expo is from 8:30 until 4 p.m. at the W.T. Johnson Center on Hunter Street in Augusta. A DoD ID is not required to participate.
And it's going to be another warm day today as we climb into those mid-80s later on this afternoon. For the most part, it's going to be sunny, but we can't rule out some isolated showers and storms moving in the afternoon hours, especially for locations I-20 and northward.
The Good Morning Augusta Coffee Club on News Channel 6. Sponsored by Honda Cars of Aiken. Shop online today at HondaCarsOfAiken.com. This Friday, Dr. John.
Buy now, pay later service Klarna is hiring back human workers after souring a bit on artificial intelligence. The company went all in on AI chatbots when the tech came to be about 2 years ago. But according to Bloomberg News, the computerized service agents were not doing a great job. The CEO says cost-cutting may have been too strong of a factor when they made the decision to go to AI agents.
Yeah, all that glitters is not gold, right?
That's very true. Yeah.
Sometimes people can do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right. Well, I think I've done a pretty good job with the forecast. We've got a mostly sunny skies for today, but we do have some isolated showers and storms coming in, especially in the afternoon hours, climbing into the mid-80s today and on into the 90s by the weekend.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
That's going to do it for this edition of Good Morning Augusta. Thank you so much for watching.
We are back in 25 minutes with more of your top local headlines.